I'm William.
I'm Freddie.
And today we're interviewing people outside the Radcliffe Camera here in Oxford about the United States presidential election on Tuesday. We want to know if people are riding with Biden
Or making America great again.
Hello gang, are you all at the same college?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which college is that?
I go to Wadham. Greystones.
Corbett.
I'm from Hawaii and I go to Regent's Park.
I'm at Regent's Park.
Maudlin, Hatfield at Durham.
Yeah,
Wrong stuff. First up, we're joined by Mihir, who's going to tell us about his opinions on the upcoming election. So, Mihir, are you riding with Biden, or are you hoping to make America great again?
Well, it's definitely Biden because Trump's a bit of an asshole, isn't he?
I mean, ideally neither, but Biden.
I think Biden's probably going to win.
I hope he is at least. I mean, I'm just worried.
Well, it's pretty clear that I think Biden will win.
Yeah.
I'm ready to make that bet. However, I think that on election night we're going to see a red map, and then bit by bit it's going to become blue.
I'm very worried about the American, I don't know, mirage of democracy fading very rapidly.
Any American that you interview tells you Trump, just cut the cameras at that point. It's not even worth it.
No one's going to say make America great again.
Yeah.
We're at Oxford and people aren't that thick.
If you want, I can give you an experimental opinion. So, even if you get Biden in, you're not going to change much of the actual policies that come in either. Like, you're going to get a slightly more liberal market, but the people behind those markets are still going to be the same.
I think Biden has played it really well, not providing too much of a response or a foil. He's basically just let Trump exhaust the electorate with the same old nonsense.
I think Trump's got too worried about himself. What I've heard is that the voters are pissed off that he's talking about himself, whereas Biden's actually talking about the country.
My name is Grace Akatsu and I am Japanese American. I would say I'm definitely on the side of despair. I don't know, I feel like people who look like me, pretty obviously queer, literally don't vote Republican because, I don't know, I'm not a fan of my rights being taken away, by the American government. So yes, I am definitely voting for Biden.
I mean, I think that everyone's already made up their minds for the past 3 months about who they're going to vote for. The question is not who you're going to vote for, whether you're going to turn out or not. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to a couple of random events. Whether the people, Trump wakes up on the morning and goes, actually, I feel like I'd be in the mood for a civil war or not.
Yeah, obviously Biden-Harris. And I don't know, it's actually kind of scary because all my friends back home are getting ready for mass protests to come happen. And we've been protesting Black Lives Matter. They're currently bordering up buildings and malls and public places to get ready for it. And I think even if Biden does win, there's not going to be a peaceful transition of power. And I think it's going to be an election that's not decided on Tuesday, and it's going to be over several weeks as the votes keep coming in, mail-in ballots. Not
Very
really
dystopian.
It actually is.
I was going to say, I don't agree with his economic policies. I agree with his healthcare plan more than I agree with Trump's.
Still a racist, slightly less of a racist.
Yeah.
Still a rapist, probably slightly less of a rapist.
But what do you think about his plans to spend about $1 trillion on the so-called Green New Deal? Don't you think that's quite a radical set of policies from a man who wants to be a radical, if only one term, president?
His Biden plan's very big. He doesn't actually say anything but what gets replaced and how much is going to be spent. So I don't know what to trust in the Biden plan.
Yes. Big fighting climate change, so I definitely obviously be in favour of that.
Yeah, Dave Daffy has recently mentioned that. Pretty,
It really
shocking.
swung you today.
Yeah, it did.
Well, as a psychologist then, do you think there's something going wrong with the American psyche, which means politics is becoming even more violent?
I would say it's just different. You guys, I would say here, politics, it's very much about, economics. So here, if you're Labour versus Tory, it's way more about your socioeconomic status, and you kind of agree to an extent about basic human rights and healthcare. Whereas for us, it's actual basic human rights are being debated, which they shouldn't be, but somehow that's become a political issue.
Well, we've heard from one of our previous interviews, they don't think that Biden is radical enough, but they're also, they think the political system is so broken that nobody really can deliver any real change. Do you agree on that?
Yes, I do agree with that.
Yeah. Did you agree with that before you started doing PP at Wadham? Or
Yes, I agreed with that beforehand,
Did you do PP at Wadham because you disagreed with it?
Possibly.
Yeah.
It might have been a factor.
I think politics can change things. For me, politics right now are with Trump and conservatives in power and generally are doing so much harm that in terms of harm reduction we need to get them out, and then we also need to protest and grassroots organizing and things like that in order to enact further meaningful change. But right now it's more of like harm reduction.
So would you say then, whoever wins, you're slightly cynical about the potential for change in modern politics?
Yeah.
Still, nice weather.
This has been Freddie and
William, and thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope your lockdowns aren't too arduous.
tune in next week to find out later opinions on the advancing news stories of the end of democracy and, well,
lockdown.
Lockdown. But thank you for tuning in, and see you next week.